Suzuki spends millions of dollars for one bike in the main and a fifth place. Hey everybody, Walter Wanders, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage. Today, our boy, Kenny Kickstart Kenny, boy. I mean, I love this guy. Don't you guys? I'm cheering for you, Kenny. But Kenny got a fifth, and he really was a sixth place because if Mookie hadn't a yard sailed it, poor Mookie. Mookie, I'm cheering for you too, dude. What happened? Was it the bike? False neutral? I know you guys never got out of second gear out there. That track was just like super condensed and riders did not like that track. I mean, it's just, you don't get your bike out of second gear. Come on, you guys. What are they doing with these tracks? They're trying to make them safer by just like making them all tight and technical. Or Eli looks like he's riding an e-bike now with that 2023 Yami. It looks like an e-bike with the motor in it. Apparently, that's the way where we're headed, dudes. Insanity, right? But the realities are, Suzuki threw millions of dollars at this program for Kenny. And like I talked about, Suzuki now lives in Kenny's world. All their hope is now pinned on Kenny. And they bucked up a bunch of money. You added McElrath, you added the Chiz, you added some West Coast lights, some East Coast lights riders. And I saw one Suzuki. They wanted more yellow bikes in the main. They were hoping at least to put some yellow in the main with McElrath possibly a top. I'm sure if I'm the brass at Suzuki, and just so we're clear, like the Suzuki, like their personnel, and I love all you guys, the HEP and Bar-X, all the Suzuki, the personnel on the track, they're just out there trying to earn a paycheck. It's the people that we don't see, the people in the conference rooms, the Wall Street, and investors that are behind this all. Well, I think if McElrath, we can get him into the top 10, and then the Chiz just be a main event guy. That's 3 bikes, and then with Kenny leading the charge, we should be able to relaunch the brand, and the analytics show and the data. That's what we're up against. So let's just make that clear as we blow the lid off of stuff, as we examine stuff, as we read between the lines and look between the cracks. But a good A1 and an exciting A1 drama unfolding all over the track. Luckily, was not a mutter, but it was jacked up enough from the rain that we had to cause a lot of fits for the riders. And it claimed a lot of riders. Austin Faulkner, man, that dude got really, really hit hard. He just cannot buy a break. He may as well just call it a quits with the 250 career and go jump on whatever 450 ride he can get and try his hand there. Because the 250s, you may as well just hang it up, Austin. It just ain't working, man. It just ain't working at all. And not to say that 450 is going to be much better, but at this point, you may as well just make the transition. Maybe you get lucky and the 450 is a better fit for you. Who knows? But the realities are, Suzuki spent a lot of money and they ended up with Kenny Boy, the only yellow bike in the main, and he really was 6th place. If it wasn't for Mookie crashing out, Kenny would have been a 6th place rider. He lucked into 5th with the Mookie crash. So that's not a good look. I reported before A1 that Kenny Boy had to be in the top 5. In my fantasy picks, I had Kenny picked as finishing 5th. And that's exactly where he finished. I said, I believe, leading up to A1, he has to be top 5. Anything outside of top 5 would be a disaster. So he just barely lucked in to that top 5. Because I believe what we saw is a lot to talk about leading up to round 2 if we get time. Webb hunted him down, put him behind him. Everybody, he got past, and he had a little bit of fight. Just a little bit. At first, it looked like at the start of the race, like he went bar to bar with Tomac. And like, whoa, this could be it. Like, it's on. He's fighting, but he's done this before. And by the end of the race, after a few guys get by him and the race starts to wear on, his endurance seems to take a little bit of a hit. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get more of the same out of Kenny. Suzuki, this is a big moment for you guys. A big moment. And I'm not saying that necessarily like this is it, but this is kind of it. Like, Chiz and McElrath aren't going to get you apparently into the main. If they do, it's not going to be every time, clearly, because we didn't see him in the main last night. And Kenny is at risk of being a top 10 rider. And if he rides around in 10th, he says, And even outside the top 5, I would guess his confidence is going to go down. And once your confidence gets rattled and you see guys being able to have your number called, they can get by you like Cooper Webb got in his head a couple years ago, and they start dispatching you. Even if you get a good start and hunting you down, you start to fade. And the moment Kenny is a lapper, that's going to be a bad look. There's 2 things that I believe Suzuki's at risk of, and Kenny himself. A, he ends up way outside the top 10 and a lapper. That I don't care if it's just one race this year. You cannot have that happen. And then 2, if that bike stalls and he has trouble getting it started again and we see him there kicking the bike on the track, those would really be big ones that I don't know if you really recover from it. But again, that's just me. In fact, we ran it on the poll here at the community page of this channel. Let's go ahead and run this poll, and then we're going to meet back here to wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up and strap in when we asked, is Suzuki in trouble with only having one bike in the main and finishing in 5th place? 76% of you said, nope, no problem, while 24% of you said, yup, this is a problem. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. So that's it. When we asked you guys, was this a big deal for Kenny for Suzuki only having one bike in the main out of the 3? Only one made it to the main, and you finished 5th. The majority, you said, no, it's not a problem. Now, I don't know. For me, I like to be a jerk sometimes when I see these polls and pick the opposite of what I think the creator might be fishing for. But a big percentage of you said, yeah, this is a problem, man. This is a problem, dudes. Like, a lot of you guys see this. So, we got to look at the both sides of this. We're not going to just be like industry cheerleaders trying to be all rainbows and sunshine and ultra optimists when there's clearly issues that are out there that are worth talking about. I believe this is really worth talking about because this was the biggest off-season, silly season. Kenny owned the silly season. He had us all handcuffed by him. All the other riders suffered because of what Kenny did in the offseason, and now that we're here, it's time to suit up and show up and see what we're made of, if in fact that all that hype was in fact justified. So far, for me, it isn't. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as an industry guy, somebody who wants to see not only win on the track, off the track, as we examine inside and outside the hay bales right now. We see some pretty big stuff playing out from tracks not looking like they're very good for racing on, too busy, too slow, trying to make them safe. They end up more dangerous as a result. We need to open up these tracks, let these riders ride, get out of second gear. From Suzuki itself, rolling the dice with a lot of money, and this clearly, I know they're trying to sugarcoat it like, Kenny, boy, if it wasn't for Kenny, it would just been a massive disaster for them again. And I don't know if I saw anything out of Kenny last night other than getting a decent start, having a little bit of fight, and then lucking into a 5th place finish. I'm not sold yet. The jury's still out. I am still cheering for Kenny. I'm still cheering for Suzuki. I think it would be a rad story. But so far, it's just like I predicted. I'm not seeing it yet. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you're really going to love the next video. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars today. I will see you on the next video.